Coming down onto the forearms. Elbows under shoulders, knees together and set behind the hips to allow the hips to lower in line with the shoulders. So you're in a forearm plank with your knees down. Hold for a slow 8 counts. Toes tucked under. Press through the right heel and stretch the leg. Lower the knee. Repeat on the left and alternate, keeping the body still, 4 to 5 sets. If this is enough, continue, or to add a challenge, try stretching and bending both legs at the same time. 8 to 10 repetitions. Body is staying still the entire time. You are focusing on the length of the body. Reach the heels in one direction and the crown of the head in the other direction. Lift up through the quads and zip up the core to avoid the lower back collapsing. Width in the shoulders and collarbone. Imagine you're squashing a grape at the back of the armpit. Returning the knees to the floor, hip dips. Dip the right hip down toward the floor without it touching and return to the center before repeating to the left. Alternate 4 to 5 sets. Allow the lower body rotation to facilitate the dip and avoid lifting too high as you transition from one side to the other. To add a challenge, repeat in a full plank with knees off the ground and legs straight. Check in with the shoulders. Keep the width and iron the shoulder blades down the back of the rib cage. Keep the core engagement. Shell stretch. Coming up to a 4-point kneeling position, hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips, legs together, toes tucked under. Lift the knees an inch. Step right leg back, right leg in, left leg in, knees down. Repeat, stepping the left leg back first. Each time you repeat, alternate which leg steps backwards. The original lift. Once you're there, keep the height of the body constant as the legs go back and return in. Pressing into the little finger more than any other finger, and get that sensation of squashing a grape at the back of the armpit. 4 sets or 8 repetitions. Shell stretch. Coming back up into the full plank position, squashing that grape at the back of the armpit. Shift the body weight forward and back by working through the ankle, plantar flex and dorsiflex. 4 to 5 sets. Keeping the support through the center, taking a rest into a shell stretch, before returning to that full plank position. Lift the right leg off the floor an inch before lowering it down, and then left leg off the floor an inch before lowering it down. 4 to 5 sets, alternating. Only lifting the leg as high as you can support the lower back. Almost imagine you've got a strong magnet between the belly button and the spine. Into a shell stretch, before returning to the full plank position. Drawing the right knee toward the chest, pause, return the foot to plank. Left leg, return the foot to plank. 4 to 5 sets. Think mountain climber, but slow it down. Don't draw the knees so far forward that you start to hunch in the shoulders or round the spine. Once you've done 4 to 5 sets slowly, pick up the pace, alternating the legs. 4 to 5 sets. Check in with the shoulders, press into the little finger, iron the shoulder blades down the back, shell stretch. At this point, you may want to just stretch through the upper body, so interlink the fingers, press them away from the chest, flex the upper body, and then press the hands away from the chest and extend the upper body. Maybe even reach the hands behind you and press them down, away and up, making sure you keep length in the neck. Now setting up for a side plank series. So resting onto the forearm, knees bent in front of you, feet in line, top hand on the hip. You're going to keep the knees bent as you lift and lower the pelvis. 8 sets. Bottom elbow directly underneath the shoulder. Keep opening through that bottom shoulder to avoid sinking. Once you've done 8, to add a challenge, lengthen the top leg, flexing the foot, making sure you have a straight line from head to heel, and repeat the lift and lower. Being mindful of the control from that bottom shoulder and arm to support you on the way down. 8 sets, and hold the top one, ready to lift and lower the top leg. Keeping that top leg parallel, i.e. knee and toes facing forward. Lowering the leg to the floor, lowering the body to the floor. Final added challenge, straight legs. Top leg in front of the bottom leg. Lift and lower up to that side plank, returning down. You may not return all the way down to the floor. On your 8th one, hold it up, and if you can, take 8 small pulses. Lowering down to the floor, turning around to repeat on the other side. Elbows set under shoulder, knees bent, feet in line with the tail. 8 lift and lower, keeping the knees and the feet down. Feeling that bottom shoulder glide down away from the ear. Advance by repeating with the top leg straight, flex the foot. Throughout this entire side plank series, avoid lifting so high that you start to rotate down to face the floor. You want to keep the eye line, the chest, and the hips facing forward. No rolling up, around, and down. Holding that lift for the lift and lower of the top leg. Feeling that support underneath the lower hip and waist side, and the support from that underneath arm and shoulder. Final advancement, straight legs, top leg in front of the bottom leg. 8 to 10 of each variation of the exercise. Little pulses at the top for a final challenge. And that is your side plank and full plank series done.